This is Generation Next, a youth movement platform geared towards inspiring, motivating, and directing young people's participation towards responsibilities in the developing society. We are working to raise awareness on issues and challenges the youth are faced with in order to effect a positive change. I am your presenter, Sirachor. Ibrahim, Gano. It is a pleasure that we are hosting you today here on Generation Next.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
We saw the remarkable thing that you're doing in the journey to inspiring our very selves as well. But also it's important that we try to understand how everything began. Maybe you can take us through what kind of a student were you, if you may, when you were going to school?
Actually, I went to a boarding school, where it was just learning Quran, basically, nothing else. Yeah, so after that, I went through like different boarding schools, 3 different boarding schools, but after I left and then my dad enrolled me at an Islamic school. So I was pretty much an, Arabic Islamic student here, they call it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. After graduation, there was like minimum English. They teach English, but it was like very minimum. So this English that I'm speaking now, it's not like something that I learned in school. It's just through, I think, with my dad, and, just chatting with different people and things. And also, watching movies and reading and just, yeah, because I went to an IB school. So, and you know how it is here for IB school students, mostly they speak English, but it's not very good. Yeah. Yeah. So from after, but before that, I was actually, I was fortunate enough, like my dad, got me like an IT teacher. But this was when I was going to IB school. I had like an IT teacher who comes at home to teach us these things, just basic IT. So yeah, my love for computers and videos and graphic design just came from that. So yes, from there I was just editing videos, doing some designs, editing pictures and things like that. Yeah, that is how, all of this started. I was doing videos, graphic designs, and basically tech related stuff. Yeah. So like in 2019, I think because again, I have this passion in business, how businesses work, how people make money and things like that. I'm very passionate about that, so I was watching a lot of YouTube videos about businesses in general, how people make money, how Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, how these people made their money. But the stories that I was watching, the business people that I was following, they were not Gambian. You understand? And these are people that we are basically from different areas of life. We are basically different in, every aspect of life, because we are in Gambia here. The things that apply to us and the things that apply to like people in the US are different. Our circumstances are different. But here I am watching their story, learning how they do things, So I was doing that. I was like, there's no story. Like when you try to watch some things online about Gambia, about our businessmen here, how they made it, there's none. Like these are people that you can relate to, but then there's no videos about them. There's nothing about them that you can learn from. So I started a YouTube channel called Gambian Insider. When I was starting out, the channel was called Gambian Insider. I was not showing my face. I was just doing research about these different businessmen in Gambia. How they did. I was not even reaching out to them. I was just, okay, let's say Mohammed Jai, I'll do a research about him and then put that story out there on my channel without him even knowing. Yes. So that's how I was doing, faceless. No one knew it was me. I did that for like, until I grew the channel up to like 8,000 subscribers. After for a while, I stopped the whole YouTube thing, and I was not uploading anymore. I was engaging in other stuff. But my friends, when I told them that I had a channel that has like 8,000 subscribers, but now I'm no longer doing it, they're like, "What's wrong with you? Are you mad?" or something like that. One of my boys' phone, he pushed me again until I was able to do it again. But this time, this was like in 2021, like ending of 2021, like the beginning of 2022. I started it again, but I deleted all the other content that was there, and I started like with showing my face. And now I said, you know what, instead of doing a research about these businesses, because once you do a research about these people, it might be accurate, and some part might be inaccurate as well. Right. So I said, now what I'll do is, instead of doing a research about them, I'll actually, go out and meet them and talk to them, like let them tell their own story. Yeah, that's how basically the Gano did it started now. Yeah, so when I started, I was reaching out to businesses, going to different people, and interviewing them. But when I started, again, I only interviewed like the guys that I knew, the guys that I'm close to, like people that I know. I reached out to them, and I started. That's how I started until now. People reach out to me to do a story about them and things like that. But it all started by interviewing the people that I know, by contact and things like that.
Wow, mashallah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
But then, as you're speaking, it now brought about a link to say, because you being an Arabic student, of course, obvious that people would want to see you in a different domain, and I'm guessing your parents equally. So how was it for you to begin with your parents? Because like I said, Arabic school, perhaps Arabic related stuffs, but eventually went straight into the business, trying to motivate by interviewing businessmen. So how was it for you with your parents? Is it something that they welcome?
For me, like my parents, they don't mind actually. They just wanted me to learn my deen. I think that was pretty much it. The thing is, I went to an Arabic school, but I was back then when I was doing the Arabic school stuff, I was not even serious about it. I didn't want to be there in the first place. Understand? Because in Arabic schools here, we go to school on Saturdays and Sundays.
Right.
So I hated that. Why go to school when everyone is at home and you're going to? So like I hated that. But at the time, I didn't enjoy the process and being there at all. But for me, like my parents, it was just about just learning the deen, pretty much, just knowing how what Islam is, just learning the deen. So after anything that you do after that, everything that you do, every area in life that you find yourself, you'll find yourself, following Islamic principles. So what you do with that, I think for them pretty much it's like learning the deen and then using that in my transactions after every business that I find myself in, be able to just inculcate that Islamic principle in it.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not about being an imam or being an ustaz for my parents. No, it was just to learn your deen, to know, basic things in the deen. So that was pretty much it.
Right.
Yeah, but for me also, there was a time where I was planning, okay, I want to be like a sheikh. These things, as if you have these feelings, every now and then you feel like, okay, you want to do this, but those are just like temporal feelings. You feel like you want to do this. But I knew that I wanted to do something like I didn't want to work for someone else that I knew. Like I knew that I didn't want to work I always want to like do my own things, and I'm this person that I do stuff that I enjoy. When I no longer find joy in what I'm doing, I drop it and do something else. So that's why over the years I've done like so many different things. Yeah, I've done so many. Now I find myself here in this YouTube. Tomorrow I might be doing something else if I no longer enjoy this thing.
Obviously.
Yeah, so that's how it has been.
Obviously, that's quite fantastic. But also, we are of the belief that if one happens to find doing one thing, you've mentioned that perhaps it's something innate in you. You happen to find joy in doing what you currently are doing. But I do believe that there might be one or two person while growing up that perhaps inspired you, or someone you look up to. You've mentioned the likes of Elon Musk, people that have done remarkably well, but they are not Gambians. So would you have said those were the very people that inspired you into the field you happen to find yourself now? Or is there anything else, within perhaps your family domain?
Yeah,
anything
my biggest inspiration I can say is my dad. He's like I look up to him now. Yeah. But for when it comes to like the YouTube and things like that, when I was starting out in the beginning, because there was this channel, it's called alox.com. There's a YouTube channel called, they do like business stories about people and stuff like that. So when I was starting out my Gambian Insider, that was the channel that I was looking up to, like how they create content. I aspired to create content like that. You understand? I was creating similar content to them. But when I changed again to Gano did it, I was just doing. But then after I came across one African creator, it's called Tayo Aina. Mm-hmm. The way he does his stories and stuff like actually now I started looking up to him, the way he does things, I started learning a thing or two from him, and then I try to do the same thing with my content and tell the story similar. So I can say in terms of content creation, when I was starting out, it was just alox.com. And after when I got into the Gano did it, I discovered Tayo Aina, so I started like learning a thing or two from him too. But in life in general, different things, I think I look up to my dad. Yeah, even though I hate to say this right now, because growing up I was like, no, I don't want to be like this man, But now I find myself like, I do the things, I'm more like him now. Even though I said I don't want to be like him, but now I find myself like doing things that he does, and just pretty much being like him.
In what sense? What does he do? Is it relating to what you're doing now?
No, not like I'm saying in how you deal with people in life, how you go about things, how you solve problems and things like that. Yes, the way he used to do things, like raising me up, the way he raised me was, I remember there was a time I wanted to, like, I asked my dad for like he was coming from China. I said, "Baba, get me like a camera, so that I'll do these videos and pictures." That he said, "Okay, cool." When he came, he brought me a barbing machine. You understand? He said, "Now go and learn this thing, make money, and buy yourself a camera." You understand? So that's how he raised me. Everything I want, Baba, I want this. Go and work and make it for yourself. Go and. So that's how I actually got into this business. I tried to do different things: video editing, graphic design, mobile phones and trading and all that. I did like different things just to make money. You understand? But then, like I said, most of those things I was doing them to make money, but I feel like I didn't enjoy them that much. So I would do something, and all of a sudden I'll stop. I'll do another thing until I went up to a point where I found joy in video editing and videos and things like that. So I stuck to that. So everything that I do is within that, design, videos, pictures, and things like that. So yeah, I think it's pretty much how he does things, the way he raised me. Okay, like figure things out on your own. Don't wait for people to do stuff for you. Just like that. I was like, no, I don't want to be like this man. The way he does things is just terrible. This is not cool. How can you treat your son like this? But now I find myself like doing the same thing. Even with my brothers, when they want something, my friend, when they tell me, okay, I want to go and do it, go and figure it out, go and do your stuff. Yeah. Again, it's not a very cool thing to do, but I feel like it worked for me. It has helped me, even though sometimes I was like angry with my dad or something, but it has helped me in so many different ways. Able to just, because when I go anywhere, I don't ask for, okay, who can help me, who can support me. I always said, okay, what can I do? I'm always like thinking within. How can I do it for myself without external support? If I get external support, alhamdulillah, but I'm not thinking about them or anyone else. I'm thinking about how can I do it, with
For
everything
yourself.
with what I have, basically.
So
Yeah.
therefore, that would want me to say, therefore, the mentality that you perhaps perceived or have is as a result of how you were brought up, how your father brought you up.
Exactly.
Would you say that is maybe lacking in our today's, many of today's young people? Because it's one thing for you to be trained in a way that you feel you would have to make things happen for yourself. You don't have to wait for anybody to actually make things happen for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So would you say that is inbuilt in you because of how your dad actually helped raise you? And would you also redefine that moment as that is lacking in our today's young people's mentality? Would you see any correlation in that?
Like 100%. I can say, the way I am today is because of my dad. The way I think, the way I look at the world in general, it's all thanks to the way my dad raised me. Again, I used to be like, there was a point where I was angry at my uncles. I was mad at my aunties in the UK and my uncles in the UK that they did not get me this. Like I got to a point where I was so entitled to my uncle's money or something. I was like, some uncle of Mara Dimbale man,
Right.
ki dafa bon, But my dad, I was like, Dad, these are more than born, But then my dad he didn't give up. He was stuck to it. Boy, go and do it for yourself. I will not give it to you. Even a phone, like there's only one time that my dad bought me a phone. I was in boarding school back then. That was just so we can communicate. But after that, he never bought me a phone. So everything that I wanted, go and do it for yourself. Go and figure it out. So I think that it helps you in other areas of life as well. So once you find yourself somewhere, like now you are not entitled, you are not thinking about other people, you're just thinking about yourself. What can you do within? And that is powerful. When you can just sit and there's this saying that says, you don't know how I don't know, you don't know how powerful you are, or you don't know what you are capable of until being capable is your only choice. You understand? Like when you know that, okay, to jump here is my only choice, I cannot go this way or this way, you will jump. But when you're sitting here and say, okay, maybe I can go to here, my uncle is there, I can go there, my auntie is there, I can go there, the people that support me, you will not jump. And maybe jumping here is what's best for you, in different areas of life. So I think that is pretty much lacking in here. I can 100% say it is lacking here, like a lot. People rely too much on the system. They rely too much on the people. I mean, again, when you look at it in another way, people are asking for the bare minimum. Like in Gambia, example, for me, like I only ask for like a good internet and stable electricity. These are the basic things that we ask. Anything, and good roads where you can just move from point A to point B easily. But before getting here, when I got here, I had to go to the tap and just everything. I was dusty and everything because of the roads and things like that. You understand? So we're asking for the bare minimums, good roads to move from point A to point B, a stable electricity where we can get our job done, and internet where for some of us we are creatives, we work using the internet to be able to get our job done. Just that's pretty much it. But anything else other than that, it's But yeah, I think so many people are asking for the bare minimum. But again, in Gambia, you find like young people. Some people will not be happy with me saying this, but it's actually true. Some people, like the young people, that they wait for people to do stuff for them. Yeah, and they're also entitled to other people's money. Like you see them. Okay, like for example, in Bigelow, when you pass by that Mohammed Jazz area, people will say, "Boy, Mohammed Jazz for a defar fee, boy." And Mohammed Jazz and pay tax to, paying tax to the Mohammed Jazz. Mohammed Jazz is paying tax like you. So that road is the government, but now you're entitled because you see Mohammed Jazz is making that money, and now you're like, "Momora defini, momora defar fini." And it's the same thing with your family members. When you see a family member that's doing well, like the whole family now relies on that person and making life difficult for that person. Yeah, so these are our realities here in Gambia, and I think that is actually like holding us back, because when you leave, like you completely drop people out, you say, now I'm not thinking about anyone who can help. I'll just sit and think how you can do stuff for yourself. Once you do that, you become really powerful, and you see that people will also be willing to help you. People will just come in, and you're not expecting it. So when they do it, like you are extremely grateful. A little support, like you actually. But when you are like entitled, you're like, people should do this for me. When they don't do it, you are angry at them. Number one, that affects your productivity. When you're like, okay, so my uncle left more Japale and he doesn't help you with anything. Now you are sitting at home. Your uncle is happy somewhere. You are sitting at home. You are angry at your uncle, and mom good lasa. You understand? And that affects your productivity and what you're able to do in life. Because if you are angry, you cannot do anything. You just sit at one place, complain and complain and complain, and nothing will get done out of that. So yeah, I think that is our problem here.
MashaAllah, that's the simple fact. Now that would have warranted the question that I would ask, because I'm sure young people who have undergone Arabic school, it even amazes me that your English is so good. It doesn't mean if you go to Arabic school you cannot speak English. That's not what I'm insinuating at all, but I felt I need to say because your English is so good. But besides those that go to Arabic school, right? You've mentioned people will still lay back waiting for their uncles or their brothers, to actually step or rescue them. What message would you then have for anybody who probably has gone to Arabic school and felt that because they've gone to Arabic school, therefore it means formally they cannot be engaged in things that people who have not gone to Arabic school are able to achieve? What message would you have for them?
But the truth is, in Gambia here, if you go to an Arabic school, then you have like limited options in Gambia here. That's the truth. When you go to an Arabic school, you graduated, like you only speak Arabic, you cannot even speak English. There's you are limited. You'll only resort to being a part-time ustaz, teaching kids, or selling sochu or things like that, like and these Islamic calves and things like, yeah, you just resort to selling that. That is the truth here. That's what we see mostly in Arabic school students, because there's like Gambians, they speak English in the institutions, the government, everything, it's English. So once you study Arabic here, there's a little that you can do, unless you want to, be legal yala, land, just neka si juma di neka imam or something. That alhamdulillah. But if you want to, just learn your deen and practice and and also contribute to the economy, I feel like you need to learn other things. Like for me, alhamdulillah, my dad, just when I was going to, he got me an IT teacher. So I feel like everything that I'm doing now, it's because of I have like an IT skills. I have an IT skill. So even after that IT teacher, I actually then went to, Lasting Solutions, Quantum Net, go. I actually have I did IT up to like A plus or something. I stopped there. So when I knew back then I could actually repair computers and do all those things. Yeah, so I feel like that IT thing has helped me. And I also have I can speak English, and I know 1 + 1 is 2. I'm not very smart in terms of maths and things like that, but I know the basics, and I can speak, communicate well. So that's pretty much all you need actually in this world that we live in. Just be able to know the basics, know that 1 + 1 is 2, and then be able to communicate well. And then the rest is just being street smart and just knowing what works and what doesn't. And trying out. Yeah, but again, not all of us can be in business or be entrepreneurs or start something, because every entrepreneur that you see, they need people to work for them or things like that. Every big business that you see Mohammed Jaya, how many people are working under him? These are people that went to school, they learned their stuff, and but when you go to an Arabic school here, that you cannot do that. You cannot. What work can you do for Mohammed Jaya, in QCell? If you graduated from an Arabic school here, what work can you do in QCell or AfriCell or all these different? What work can you do there?
That's a very important question.
Exactly. So after that, you maybe either go to Jamia and then learn other things there, because that Arabic school alone will not get you far. The Arabic school is for your deen. That's for your akhirat. You learn your deen and know your stuff. That's pretty much it. When you want to make money, you have to learn other things that will make you money. Yeah. The other thing is for your deen. You learn that for your akhirat and stuff, but the other thing is also to make money.
Obviously, that's the fact. Anyways, I wish it could be incorporated. I'm sure this is how the Arabic schools have now taken up. That is doing Arabic, but also doing English because of what you've mentioned here.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And so what advice then would you push further? Because from your narration, it means therefore you put in effort.
Mm-hmm.
It means therefore you didn't only stop at the fact that yes, you went to Arabic school. Of course, you're that being a major contributor in what you've become, right? Mm-hmm. What message would you then give any young person who probably both Arabic, non-Arabic, but are not putting in the effort required in making sure that they don't only be young people who complains a lot about what the system offers or do not offer. Now, using yourself as an example, how are you able to advise other young people of such?
Nice, that's a great question. Well, the advice that I have for young people is actually simple, because I find myself actually I can say that it's just recently now that I've changed in mindset, but a few years ago, I was actually thinking the same like them. We were just thinking the same, boy. They can be doubt fee, that I never fee, boy, daddy, bahun, yeah, but that will not help you in any way. You understand? That does not help in any way. So let's say if I do that for a whole year, what progress have I made? But if I say, okay, we could have bahun, then it's hard, they can be doubt. But then man, make sure man defal daras mo bofa. Understand? And every day I go out, put in that 1%. By the end of the year, but there will be progress. Be engaged in anything, because we live in a time where no matter what you do, you will make money. Whatever it is that you do, you will make whatever it is. Just anything. Mention anything here now that you can do without making money. You will make money. You just have to be serious and just keep putting in the reps, just doing it. Yeah, I think that's the advice. Just again, find something that you're good at or learn a craft. Again, I came from Senegal not long ago. I was just from Senegal. And, I saw how they make this furniture, this high, modern and stylish furniture. And it is made by young people. They make shoes. But these people, they learn this craft. They're not sitting at the campus and just complaining and I know when the boys share this, they're going to be, boy, Gano, boy. Yeah. But then that's the truth.
Yeah.
They're working, but every day they go to these ateliers to learn this craft, and now they are making, this piece of furniture that Senegalese people are buying. Now, instead of importing this furniture, they are buying it in Senegal. The shoes also the same thing, and it is made by young people. So it shows you that because Gambia, again, we have a youthful population. Most of our population are youth.
Yeah.
But imagine if majority of your population, they are sitting down and doing anything. What does that country will not progress. It will not go anywhere, no matter how it will not go. But if the youth are engaged in stuff, as time goes on, the people up there will be forced to do something. Yeah, they will be forced to do something. But if the youth are not engaged, And most of us like, boy, Gambia fi dara nekut fi boy, then what took it, then what. But as you are here, while you are here, you plan to Tuki, yes, if you want, but while you are here, do something about that. Make sure, like, it's not even as a Gambian or or as a as a human being, not even as a Gambian, as a human being, wherever you are, you should always, create value, add value to people. That's like should be your base. That should be like every Muslim, every human being, your basic principle in life. Everywhere you find yourself, no matter where, America, even if you are not part of that, they are not your people. Wherever environment you find yourself, add value to that. And by adding value, you get something because people pay, people reward people that add value to them. Yeah, even with the case, again, I'll use Mohammed Jah as an example a lot. But with the case of Mohammed Jah, some people complain, Mohammed Jah can kneel, but they're still buying his credit. You understand? Because he adds value. You understand? He adds value to people's lives. So whether you like him or not, you will make him money. Yeah, whether you like Mohammed Jah or not, you will make him money. So it's the same thing. You just add value wherever you are. Yeah, that's my advice for young people. If you're whatever you're doing, whatever you find yourself, you are there, you're a student, learn, make sure you excel in whatever you're learning. If you are like you want to learn a skill, a carpenter or something, excel at that, and then create stuff that people will need. Create chairs, create beds, make stuff that people will need. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But if you are like you want to take the corporate path, again, go to these different companies, be there like an apprentice or something where you just learn, even if they're not paying you, where you just learn. Yeah, and there's this spirit. The person that does, how is it? I forgot. Yeah, but there's this saying that the person that does less or something, I forgot. I cannot.
I wish I could ask you.
Yeah, that's escaped me.
Okay, fantastic. I'm sure any young person watching at this point would have digested what has been said. Although truth it's never taken taken sweetly.
Absolutely.
But obviously this is the light we should look at things as young people. We try. I always would also say the same thing, that is the system, the way, because if you are sitting home and you've got your breakfast provided, you've got your lunch provided, you've got your dinner provided. Therefore, what is it teaching you? But I guess if all those things were not available, then we would definitely
I feel like those can be available to you because those are like the basics as well. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But for like for example, my dad, he provided all of those things. In school, whatever you want in school, you'll get it. But that's it. You want a new shoe to like a new designer shoe to do what? Go and get it for yourself. You want a phone? As a young child, how does a phone benefit? You want a phone. Okay, go and get it for yourself. Dad, I want this new bag. Go and get it for yourself. Yeah, but for him, you'll have, you'll eat a good breakfast, lunch, dinner. You'll have a roof over your head. When you're sick, you'll be taken care of. Your school bills will be paid. That's it. Anything else that you want after that, go and look, hustle for yourself. I think that when you do that, it inculcates like a sense of hustle in the child, because now that okay, whatever I want, apart from my basic needs, I have to get it for myself. Now, in order to do that, what do? I have to go and work, do something. So at an early age, you start doing things. I remember I was at the barbing salon doing barbing, and I was selling T-shirts, perfumes. I was a mechanic at some point. Yeah, just different things. But I remember even during the Eid prayers, that is the busiest time for barbers. So I was making like a lot of money at that time. And now when it's time to chill, to go and party, my boys, boy, no. I say, boy, I'll not just go and spend it anywhere like that. So I was very careful in how I spend it because I was making that money myself. So I was very careful where I spend it, how much I spend, and people say, boy, Gano, boy. But it's different. For them, they were giving money, but I had to work for it. So now, even that alone will teach you responsibility in life. Yeah.
Yes, obviously, that's so true. Now, because of time, I'm sure my people are signaling me. But another thing that I would want to engage you on, it's with regard to what you're doing. You are a YouTuber. It means, therefore, you're putting videos out there just so you're able to bring along a portion of young people who perhaps are discouraged by the system, if you like. Do you think that is working?
Yes, it's working there. It's working pretty much. But the thing is, when we see the media here in general, like in Gambia or anything, do we highlight like things like that? We don't mostly tell these stories, and these are the type of story that people need to see. Like for example, mostly you see in Gambia, oh, feed neko the government research and then leave. Da, 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 this is not working. This, but now like these stories that I'm making, like when I put out this guy, he came from the UK, or this guy, he started in Gambia, he built this business from here. This is how he built it. This is his story. Now you can draw inspiration from that, and I think the best way, because sometimes people are just want to do stuff, but they're feeling like but it do work for me, it will not work.
Wow.
But when you see five or 10 people that have made it, and you've heard their story, what does that do to you? It pushes you to also take action. So these stories are pretty much that, to push you to take action. And now that I went to Senegal to do this, I did like some interesting videos in Senegal. That's the intention behind those videos, is for Gambians to see them and say, this is what these Senegalese people are doing. Maybe we can also do it. You understand? So these videos that I created in Senegal, some of them are like targeted for Gambians to see, especially young Gambians to see that and say, okay, well, these young Senegalese people are doing this and it is working for them. Why not we also try to do something similar? And basically to inspire. Because I feel like sometimes people have the ideas, they have this stuff, but then they need that little push to take action. Yeah, and that's what I hope to do with my videos, to tell stories that when someone watches them, I was like, well, I need to take action. I need to do something also. Yeah, so that's pretty much why I do what I do.
Interesting. Anything else you may want to say that perhaps I didn't ask?
No, I think I've said a lot. I've said a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously. Well, I'm inspired right now. And like I said, I'm a biggest, if you like, I hope that English is correct, fan. Follow some videos, and I can tell you're doing remarkably well, because we believe, especially Generation Next, we believe that by inspiring, by motivating, and it means every day, because when you inspire, so inspiring it today, perhaps tomorrow the inspiration has gone. But once the person is constantly or consistently being inspired, being motivated, then therefore it
success they create that effect.
Yeah.
Success, because if you are down today, another story could make. Ghana, you see another story who made it.
Yeah.
Like success definitely it creates that effect. Yes,
Yeah.
So once you see it, then I have to do something. The moment so it push you to take action. You figure it out, because once you when you send stories how they did it, push it, you also try to do similar things, and make something out of make something for yourself.
This is where we draw the curtain. Young people, and I'm sure we're all inspired, because myself I'm inspired. And this place, I cannot go without mentioning it. You can see how beautiful it is. That's the pool at the back. It's the newest hotel in town, and it's slightly adjacent to MRC, and it's called Majula Boutique Hotel. So I encourage you to come over here and at least spend a night out. You would love it.